All right, guys, Papa Pepper back once again with another episode of Getting to Know One Another. As I travel around and get to meet other Steamians, or as they travel around and choose to meet me, I'll try to grab them for a moment, interview them to give them a flavor for my audience here and give you guys a taste for them. So today, this is awesome. This is incredible. I've been meaning to meet up with you for a while. I was hoping to maybe just kind of swim through in the background of one of his pool parties or something like that. But this is Brian Phobos. So first off, what in the world kind of name is his username is Brian Phobos?
Well, it's actually a branding thing, so I really can't brand my real name, but nobody has a surname Phobos, and I'm really into space, and it's the second moon of, it's one of the moons of Mars, and it's the Greek god of fear, so it was a branding mechanism that I was able to lock down that username on every single platform. So that's kind of the backstory with that.
So pretty good. So you've been on Steemit for some time now. I mean, you've just celebrated 20 years on Steemit already. You're triple verified. How did you first find out about Steemit, and when did you show up in our community?
So actually, I've been in crypto since 2013, and you know, I was always poking in on CoinMarketCap, and Steem actually wasn't on my radar because I was never in the BitShares community per se. Like back in 2014, I knew what it was. I tried to mine ProtoShares actually before BitShares, before it got rebranded to BitShares. And but I wasn't really necessarily in the community, and so Steem was not on my radar until it spiked up and was like number 3 on CoinMarketCap and spiked up to like $4. So then I looked at it, read the white paper, and got on there and made an introduction post, and that was July of 2016. So I've been on ever since.
And that's when I showed up too. So right around that spike, 2016, July. So you've kind of been through some ups and downs in crypto in general, and then also probably some of the ups and downs in Steemit.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have for people both in the crypto world, but then also just on Steemit as things fluctuate and your dependency on the platform where the crypto gets played with and your emotions are there and it's hard?
Yeah, it absolutely can be hard. And I was one of the original Monero miners. I saw like a lot of value in Monero and just the development team and all this kind of stuff. And so I went through a very, very long draw out in 2014, 2015. So I was used to that kind of thing happening. And then even when 2016 hit, Steem was one of the only things that kind of went parabolic. And I saw so much potential on the platform and everything, and to see the price go down and everything, it was really devastating. But I think mentally, when you start to kind of depend on the money, I've always tried to keep like multiple income streams, but I'm bad about this. I'll engage like almost like 100% of my time into kind of like one thing that I see a lot of value in. And if that isn't playing out sooner than later, it can get tough. So like if, for instance, if the Steem price is down, and let's say you've been holding and building Steem power for 6 months, 8 months, and not taking any out, and then about the time when you feel like you need to because there's some bill that comes up, that's when it hurts the most that you have to take it out. So with crypto in general, I mean, there's been times when I've been pressed out of coins. There's been, times when maybe I didn't have as big of a position and it did go parabolic, and then I didn't maybe take a little bit off the top and diversify or take it out to fiat. But timing is everything in crypto, and sometimes it's really, really tough to get the timing. So it just in general, it can be frustrating. I think with Steem in general, I think a lot of people would agree with me, is there's a big time investment if you're going to be a content creator. So sometimes like when the price goes down, you feel like, well, I committed capital to this potentially to buy Steem power, but also you committed time as well, and then it can feel like your time was eroded away or that your time was devalued. I think that's the toughest thing with Steem.
Sure. I think that as well. If you look at it as an investment in the future, as an investment in something that you believe in, and you're not looking for that immediate ROI, for instance, the dip of December 2016, when things got really low. I kept plugging away at the time 7 days a week, 4 posts a day, and it was for nickels and dimes, and Steem was below a dime at that point, but I was looking at it as an investment in something that I believed in. So when all of a sudden that same Steem that I earned for a dime a piece, suddenly became worth a couple bucks, there was that return on the investment later. So I think that as he was talking about not needing diversifying your assets, having different streams of income, having different things where you don't need to pull out when it gets hard. I mean, you've seen a little bit of our homestead today, that we have guineas and ducks and chickens and quail, and they all have different eggs.
Yeah.
And we don't keep them all in the same basket either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, seeing the property and I guess like the ability to rely on yourself and everything that's produced here and everything is definitely kind of a good kind of reflection of what happens in the crypto market. Because let's say if people get too dependent on maybe one platform or one mechanism of earning money in crypto, I think that can be bad. But if you're able to diversify yourself, at least in the time that you're spending, if you're able to kind of spread out potential sources of income, whether it's personally, I mean, if you're going to go with like master nodes, or you're going to go with some kind of mining mechanism, or you're going to go with like a blogging mechanism, or kind of a combination thereof, I think you're safer kind of spreading out and not having to pull from that money in the next 6 months, 8 months, a year. It's easier said than done, but
so I think it's nice to be here in person with one another. I think that we've had some overlaps of different things. He'll show lizards sometimes and frogs sometimes. He's gone to Mexico for dental work. He's done cliff jumping. There's some overlap in our lives that we've connected with online, and then it's been nice here. And we spent some time on the phone a couple times, lengthy conversations at some point, preparing for taxes and doing other things. But if somebody who doesn't know the Brian Phobos account on Steemit chooses to follow you, what type of thing are you putting out there? What can they expect? Kind of what's a little bit of the flavor?
Well, some of it's lifestyle related, but a lot of what I gravitated towards, especially like November 2017, December 2017, and kind of onward, was more kind of focused on crypto related stuff. Earlier on in Steemit, I wasn't necessarily focusing as much on the crypto related stuff, but once this last boom happened, I kind of focused a little bit more on that. And going forward, I am going to focus a lot more on kind of crypto related stuff, EOS related stuff. And I'm not particularly going to just like focus just on EOS. I'm going to kind of still stay like broad as far as crypto goes.
Sure. Anything else you want to say to anyone before we end this?
Man, I mean, it's been...
First off, who's the first Steemian you ever met in real life?
Papa Pepper.
Today, after 2 years on the platform, and he chose me, guys. He's the one driving across the country. He's the one who drove to the middle of nowhere in the Ozarks. He's the one who went like this on a roller coaster ride in his car just to get here. So I appreciate that for sure.
Absolutely.
And then you were saying?
I mean, it's crazy because I always say that we're kind of the second wave of Steemians. There was the first wave of kind of anonymous whales almost. And then there was the second wave of the content creators, people that were willing to get in front of the camera, people that have been on the platform when it was like unsure if it was where it was really going. And then we've stuck on there. There's been people that have kind of fallen away that aren't on there anymore. And we're two of the kind of second wave OGs on Steemit and on the Steem blockchain. So it's been interesting, like the last couple years, just to see it evolve. With everything that's happened with DTube, Steep Shot, like all these different ways to like access the Steem blockchain. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, if you don't follow him yet, check out Brian Phobos. Definitely worth the follow. I've definitely had a lot of fun checking out his stuff. We've had some fun interacting online. I put out one video, maybe I'll put up my post here as well, where I just kind of made fun of him, and we had some fun with that. But Brian Phobos, if you don't know him yet, now you do. And stay tuned, guys. I hope to run into some more Steemians as we continue. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.